China's meteoric rise from an underdeveloped nation to a global superpower is nothing short of astounding. Let's uncover the key milestones and strategies that propelled China to the forefront of the world stage. How did a country once synonymous with poverty and stagnation manage to outpace the United States? Watch on to see how China went from obscurity to a leading world power. 20 years ago, if you were to inquire about the dominant global superpower, most would have pointed to the United States. However, in recent decades, there has been a significant shift in global power dynamics. Take a moment to observe your surroundings. Almost everything, from the device you're using to watch this video to everyday items, is manufactured in China. This video aims to delve into the historical journey of how China rose to become a global superpower. In 1978, Deng Xiaoping assumed leadership with a vision to modernize China's economy, departing from the rigid Maoist policies that had resulted in economic stagnation and widespread poverty. Recognizing the limitations of a centrally planned economy, Deng introduced a series of sweeping market-oriented reforms that fundamentally reshaped China. A pivotal reform was the dismantling of the collective farming system through decollectivization of agriculture. This allowed farmers to lease land and independently decide on crop production, while also enabling them to sell surplus harvests in open markets. This shift not only boosted productivity, but also significantly enhanced rural incomes. This transformation set the stage for rural industrialization, with township and village enterprises emerging as key drivers of economic growth throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Deng Xiaoping further decentralized economic decision-making, granting local governments and enterprises greater autonomy. This shift created a more adaptable economic environment, enabling regions to experiment with diverse economic models tailored to their specific needs. Additionally, Deng's reforms included liberalizing China to foreign investment and establishing special economic zones, SEZs, along the coast. These zones offered tax incentives and relaxed regulations to attract international businesses, effectively integrating China into the global economy and injecting essential capital and technology. Deng's pragmatic approach, encapsulated in his famous maxim, "It doesn't matter whether a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice," aimed to blend socialist governance with capitalist economic practices. This philosophy fostered a mixed economy, where market dynamics could thrive within a socialist framework, resulting in rapid economic growth and substantial improvements in living standards. Overall, Deng Xiaoping's economic reforms not only rejuvenated China's economy, but also laid the groundwork for its emergence as a global economic powerhouse. Despite subsequent challenges and a deceleration in the pace of reforms under later leadership, Deng Xiaoping's legacy of reform and opening up remains fundamental to China's economic strategy. The transformation of Shenzhen from a small fishing village into a bustling metropolis symbolizes China's economic achievement. In 1980, the Chinese government designated Shenzhen as the inaugural Special Economic Zone, SEZ, an ambitious initiative aimed at attracting foreign investment and implementing market-oriented reforms in a controlled setting. This designation marked the inception of Shenzhen's rapid development and integration into the global economy. The establishment of Shenzhen as an SEZ fostered a conducive business environment, offering incentives like tax exemptions, streamlined regulations, and enhanced infrastructure, which enticed substantial foreign investments. This led multinational corporations and local enterprises to flock to the region, establishing manufacturing facilities and export-driven enterprises. Consequently, Shenzhen's population surged from a mere few thousand to over 10 million within a span of a few decades. This demographic boom was fueled by an influx of migrant workers from various parts of China, drawn by opportunities in the burgeoning industrial and technological sectors. Infrastructure development played a pivotal role in the metamorphosis of Shenzhen. The city made substantial investments in transportation, utilities, and public services, shaping a contemporary urban environment. Concurrently, technological innovation thrived, positioning Shenzhen as a focal point for high-tech industries. Notably in electronics and telecommunications, companies such as Huawei and Tencent, now prominent global leaders in their domains, trace their origins to Shenzhen, solidifying the city's renown as a hub of innovation and entrepreneurial dynamism. The success of special economic zones, like Shenzhen, sparked similar initiatives nationwide, triggering rapid economic expansion across China. These zones, distinguished by favorable policies and incentives for businesses, evolved into hubs of economic activity and innovation. China's gross domestic product, GDP, surged at an average rate of approximately 10% annually for several decades, a growth trajectory unprecedented in modern economic history. This economic boom lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, fundamentally reshaping China's social and economic landscape. Urbanization and industrialization accelerated as rural dwellers migrated to urban centers in pursuit of better prospects, propelling the emergence of new industries and services. The sweeping economic reforms also ushered in a notable rise in the average income of Chinese citizens. From the late 1970s through the early 21st century, urban household incomes saw substantial increases, mirroring the broader economic expansion. This rise in purchasing power fostered the development of a burgeoning middle class, pivotal in driving domestic consumption and ensuring economic stability. These reforms propelled China into becoming the world's second-largest economy, accompanied by substantial enhancements in living standards. Access to education, healthcare, and other public services markedly improved, contributing to an overall better quality of life for many Chinese citizens. The creation of millions of jobs across manufacturing, services, and technology sectors played a pivotal role in sustaining economic growth and fostering social development. Globalization played a pivotal role in China's economic metamorphosis and significantly influenced the rise of middle classes throughout Asia. By integrating into the global market, China established itself as a manufacturing powerhouse, producing a diverse range of goods for international markets. This integration was facilitated by China's accession to the World Trade Organization, WTO, in 2001, which expanded opportunities for trade and investment. Globalization brought numerous benefits to China. Firstly, it spurred substantial economic growth, with China's GDP expanding at an unprecedented pace over several decades. This growth translated into higher incomes and improved job opportunities for millions of people. The manufacturing and export surge generated a myriad of employment opportunities, not only in factories, but also in ancillary sectors such as logistics, retail, and services. Consequently, a new middle class emerged, marking a significant socio-economic shift in China. This burgeoning middle class enjoyed notable advancements in living standards, including better housing, education, and healthcare access. The increase in disposable income bolstered domestic consumption, further propelling economic expansion and progress. The positive impacts of globalization extended beyond China's borders. Other Asian nations also reaped benefits from heightened trade and investment. Countries like India, Vietnam, and Thailand experienced similar trajectories of economic growth and middle-class augmentation. These countries capitalized on their advantages in labor and production costs to attract foreign direct investment and integrate into global supply chains. While globalization brought significant prosperity to many in Asia, its impact on the Western middle class has been more nuanced and, in some cases, adverse. A primary consequence was the outsourcing of manufacturing jobs from Western countries to regions with lower labor costs, such as China. This shift resulted in substantial job losses in traditional industrial sectors across the West, particularly in areas heavily reliant on manufacturing. The relocation of production led to slower income growth for the Western middle class as factories shuttered or moved abroad. Many workers confronted unemployment or were compelled to accept lower-paying service sector jobs. This transition often failed to match the wages and benefits previously provided by manufacturing roles, contributing to economic stagnation among middle-class households. The disparities in income growth between the Asian and Western middle classes underscore the uneven outcomes of globalization. While countries like China experienced rapid economic expansion and the rise of a burgeoning middle class, many Western nations witnessed escalating economic inequality and a shrinking middle class. The advantages of cheaper goods produced overseas were frequently eclipsed by the economic difficulties faced by displaced Western workers. Moreover, the economic adjustments in the West precipitated social and political challenges. The dissatisfaction stemming from job losses and stagnant wages has fueled the rise of populism and heightened political polarization in various Western nations. These trends highlight the intricate and multifaceted effects of globalization, demonstrating that while it can stimulate economic growth and progress, it also has the potential to deepen disparities and economic dislocation. What do you think about China's rise to power? Feel free to share your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section below. Don't forget to become a part of the Revel Discovery community by hitting that subscribe button to stay informed about the latest global developments and intriguing histories. Explore endless possibilities for an exciting future.